This qualifying recap brought to you by Phillips Connect, technology that moves us forward.
Justin Ashley's out of the throttle in 3.791, 317.79 the speed. And Steve Torrence takes them Capco boys to the top by speed. Identical elapsed time to Josh Hart to the thousandth of a second. The tiebreaker is speed. Josh was 3.16 or 316 miles an hour.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, Epping went, as a whole, it went very good for us. We made some mistakes first round that we were able to identify immediately, knew what the problem was. So to come here and come straight out of the trailer and have a good solid run right there, especially with the cars that were going down in front of us and not really running good times and not making it down the track. So that was a good run for us to get the ball rolling, to give us some momentum going into race day. Tomorrow will be a totally different track condition, I'm sure.
Robert Hight on the left side, Matt Hagan through Harvest Dodge in the right. How about a 397 for Robert, 310 miles an hour, and AAA goes to the top. He definitely wounded that thing down there. He was kind of sliding around in his own slickery stuff.
We're the only one to make a 3-second run. Were you guys pretty pleased just to make a relatively full pull down there?
Yeah, you know, Jimmy saw what was going on, and he made a lot of adjustments. But we honestly thought it would run a little better than that. It did hit a bump down there, and it put a cylinder out, and then it started spinning, and I had to drive it a lot. So just so everybody knows, 397 is not going to hold no matter what. Tomorrow, a lot more cars are going to run, and the track's going to get better. You know, basically after the rain we had today, they basically got to start over. You know, so it was kind of a green racetrack, and funny cars were the first out. So tomorrow's a new day. There'll be a full day of race cars running down the track. And by the time it gets to the nitro cars, the track will be a lot better, more normal, and I think you could run low 390s tomorrow.
There's nothing like driving close on cars. 202.21. Greg Anderson goes number one.
You couldn't ask for anything better to open up Friday, right?
Yeah, about 1,319 feet better than the last first attempt I made at qualifying at Epping. So definitely a much better start. And as I said, you have to get that data. You can't lose runs out here. You got to get that data. It's so important. And you got to make quality runs to get quality data. So that was a quality run, without a doubt. And as I said, after the problems that we started out with that in Epping, we gained on it each run, and we were a serious car on Sunday. Just needed maybe one more round to get it right and get it perfect, and it carried over into here. So it's encouraging. We've been working awful hard, and yes, we got off to a slow start, but we're coming. We're back, and I think we're very close to finding our way to the winner's circle again. So I think I'm a serious threat again. And you know, last year was a unique year. It's like every racetrack I rolled through the gates, you felt like you had a great chance to win the event. And I haven't quite had that feeling yet this season.
Oh, this is really, both of them will have their heart right here. The National Hot Rod Association. Angelle's got a good run going. And here down top of the racetrack, 696, 185 for Angelle.
If it holds, it would be your second number one this year. More importantly, it would keep you rolling right along here at Bristol. How cool is it to win a race last year, the first time ever for the bikes here, and then come right back and go to number one second year here?
It's very cool. I was very excited to come back to this track. I'm going to admit that at the last race I was pretty bummed. You know, I blew the race and just started getting really down on myself, and then I started remembering what kind of time I had here in Bristol last year. And I don't mean like with the winning, I mean like I personally was struggling here last year. I was afraid of the racetrack. Things just weren't going well for me, and I ended up winning it. So it kind of taught me a lesson of how not to really worry about things. You know, there's really, you can't control certain things, and I was worried about too many things, and I was worried about winning the race, and at the last race I was just worried about winning, and I realized that I have to just stop and enjoy the ride. And I've said this a million times, but I think I'm going to finally start listening to myself. So I was so excited to get to this racetrack because I won last year and I wanted to try it again. I was really shocked though that was a #1 qualifier run. It was very bumpy. I didn't go straight. I was going to the center line. I rolled off before the finish line. I figured, oh well, there goes, a decent run there. I blew that. Don't know where I'm going to end up.
Competition Plus is your go-to source for the latest in drag racing news. For over 20 years, CompetitionPlus.com has provided news you can trust, thoroughly researched and delivered as quick and fast as it can be uploaded. Whether it's nitro or stock, drag radial or pro modified, our writers are trained to bring you the inside story time and time again. We have it all from in-depth news articles to the latest in high-performance products to the scuttlebutt making its way around the pits. Original video content from the stars in drag racing also makes CompetitionPlus.com the ultimate one-stop shop for die-hard drag racing fans. Don't make CompetitionPlus.com your only stop on the information superhighway. Make it your first. For news you can trust and have trusted for 20 years, visit CompetitionPlus.com. Be sure to download our mobile app. It's a free download on the Apple Store and Google Play.